Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Scot Mendenhall, and it is Onewheel Wednesday, and today we're doing a 360 video, which some of you have shared you love, others have shared you don't really like that. We enjoy a lot of variety on our channels on Onewheel Wednesdays. Today gives you the option as a viewer to scroll around and just check out where we're riding downtown Minneapolis with a couple of my friends. We met for lunch and we just went on a quick run around downtown, around some bridges. We're going to share some thoughts about the Onewheel Pint, the XR, and riding in a city lifestyle. And so we're going to share those thoughts. I know it's 28 minutes long, but our hopes is to share some information. You get to hear from me in a little bit different context than normal. We'll put links above as you go through here, some of our fun and creative Onewheel videos that you can click around and stuff. But if you would, watch this and enjoy, and if you love it, subscribe. I'm the one riding the Pint. I have close to 200 miles on that Pint. I love it. It's my go-to. I own an XR as well. Love the XR. I have found myself, as we have approached fall here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, I am starting to go back to the Onewheel as I'm riding on some terrain that has got leaves and things that have just presented a little bit more of an ease ride, less anxiety in the ride riding the XR than the Pint. I've enjoyed the Pint. Like I said, it's always the go-to. I don't have a problem with the range. I have gotten 14 miles out of a charge, and I average around 9.5 miles out of a charge. I weigh about 150 pounds and I ride it on the Skyline setting, and I like to carve. That's what I love about the Pint, it's carvability. Here we are at a stoplight just waiting to get across the street. Some of the cool things, if you're scanning around, to my left is a glassed hallway, or it's actually a system in the Twin Cities that connects all buildings to each other so that in the winter you don't have to go outside in the cold. My friend Joey is riding in front of me with the red book bag on right now. He is riding my XR. Actually, no, he is riding, I think, the Plus. We own a Plus and an XR. The Plus range has been great. Love it. And we're going to go, wait till you see the view after we get past the U.S. Post Office right in front of us here. We're passing some kids on strollers, and if I left the audio and they're like, whoa, what are you guys riding? Onewheels always just bring this attention. One of the reasons I love Onewheels is it just sparks conversations with a bunch of people. Again, here waiting at a stoplight. The noobs, these two guys don't ride very much. They are very new to one-wheeling. They needed the break at stoplights to get that back foot some rest. And a little bit later, we're going to talk about how do you manage foot fatigue, because it's a real thing, especially when you're new. Or if you change your foot pads. Here's a car that almost didn't stop, a little sketchy. I am filming with the 360 Fusion. I know that they just dropped a few new Max, GoPro Max. We did film last week on Onewheel Wednesday new footage with the GoPro Hero 8. I love that camera. And we're just on an adventure. Lunchtime we grabbed some sandwiches, and now we're trying to get down to the Mississippi River. Super windy, gusts up to 25 miles an hour or so. I might be exaggerating there. It was really windy. When it was behind you, you felt the push, and when it was in your face, you felt the drag, which decreases your battery. It's a real thing. When you have turbulence and wind blowing at you, you're going to lose some power. About to make a left-hand turn here onto one of the bridges, and the view is stunning. So if you want to stop watching that Onewheel and scan around, because it is a 360 camera, you can see the Mississippi to my left, and eventually I give you a better view. It's just spectacular. The fall colors are popping, the sky's on fire. The guys with me busted out their cell phones and they just started recording because they're like, this is amazing. And what I love about the Onewheel is yes, we could walk, but we wouldn't have been able to get as far walking on a lunch break as we can riding the Onewheels. We got so many more miles in than walking because of time. Now, if you're spinning around, you get to see. I raised the camera up a little bit to give you a little bit higher vantage point, trying to give you to see what I can see. Depends how you're spinning it around. If you got my face, I'm supporting a mustache at the moment. I don't know if it's here to stay, but I am rocking a mustache at the moment. The sky was so spectacular that day. Gabe is in front of me here. If you're looking forward, he's riding the XR. and he is loving it. He wants one of these so bad. It's on his Christmas list, and I hope he gets one. So I will travel weekly to meet with him for lunch and bring him a one-wheel to ride. There you go to my left. Sorry if you're spinning, you might get a little bit of my crotch, but there's just waterfalls just to the left of us. Spectacular. And here I go. I lift the camera up and over. There you can see, if you're scrolling around, you can see the waterfalls. It's just stunning. You really need to scroll. That's what I love about the 360 is, yes, you can fix yourself on the Pint and just watching it go over all different terrains, which it handles terrain so well. Like, if you're concerned about the Pint and terrain, in this video you'll see that we ride from concrete to uneven bricks to grass to sand. We ride through it all, never question it. I think if there is a weakness of any one wheel, unless you're like a pro rider, I mean, it's stairs. You're going to see that in a moment. We find a flight of steps that we can go down some steps here in a second, but we're going to check out the view again because it was just spectacular. How many more days left of this in the Minnesota area? You're going to peek at the Mississippi River, the mighty, mighty Mississippi, and then if you twist, you kind of get the skyline as well that we just are riding around in. One of my favorite places to ride is the Twin Cities. If you live in Minnesota, drop a comment down below. Would absolutely love getting to get on a ride with you. And who knows, you might make it on a Onewheel Wednesday video here. Continuing across the bridge, and we're going to find those steps I spoke about before. A couple other things about the Pint that maybe you didn't know that I've learned after close to 200 miles is that when your battery gets down past 20% or so, it starts blinking on that little LED bar that's by your front foot. There's a little bar light that tells you your battery percentage only when you're stopped. But when you're riding, if you ride past the 20%, somewhere around there, it starts to blink, so you really know, hey, it's time to get a charge going. I love that feature. Well done on Future Motion to really think about that. Plus that mag handle, I'm about to just carry it straight down the steps. It's so easy. It just comes installed on a Pint. Now the metal one versus the plastic one. I have the metal one, and with all the tumbling that Pint has taken, I was like, why would you want a metal one? It came with the bundle I got. I get it. It's all beat up. I would be afraid that the plastic one might break. I'm sure it's high quality plastic, but still, it's plastic. The metal one does quite well. We're interrupting a photo shoot here. I don't know how well the Fusion's going to pick it up in low light, but there's two little superheroes there with a mom snapping some pictures of them as we're trying to squeeze by here the photo shoot. And we're going to cross the street here and let them get back to their taking of the superheroes. But if you're scrolling around, in ironic fashion, we pass the bikes, the electric bikes that you can go and rent. You know, scan your debit card and you're off to the races. Here we are just using our own electric devices, looking way cooler than these just hideous bikes in the Twin Cities. Like, these are ridiculous. If you're in the area, I get it. You probably want to rent them, but man, Onewheel's the way to travel. You're going to see coming up here in a moment another spectacular view of the Twin Cities, and now it's on our right hand side, the Mississippi is. But if you're watching the Onewheel, and this path is really bumpy, it's uneven, you can see the bricks that we're flying over. It handles it all with so much ease. I can't express that enough. The biggest difference, I think, from the XR and the Pint, if you want it, is the biggest difference, I think, is the carvability. A lot of people talk about that it's wobbly and things. Man, the Pint, especially in a city setting, you want that because you can turn around and go around pedestrian so fast with it because it's just more nimble. It's lighter on your feet, and so it is so nice to be downtown with the Pint. This is actually one of my first really long rides downtown with it. It's a game changer around there. If I was to live downtown only, for sure, going with the Pint, with the size of it that can fit underneath a bus chair, to the handle to carry when I need to go down the steps, and just the maneuverability of it is priceless. And I'm honestly sharing my real opinions of it. If you turn it around, you can see just coming across a really cool place as we passed some guys on scooters, and they were just like, whoa, what are you riding? Again, they paid for those scooters. You can rent those in our cities. If you're gonna twist around with your mouse or your fingers on your mouse, you can start to see this mist coming from up front. We're gonna go up to this really, one of the most spectacular views downtown. I think one of the cool things about the Twin Cities, as right now riding on really loose gravel, super loose, I don't feel I'm not nervous. I don't feel like I gotta ride differently on this gravel. It handles it just as good as the XRs in the back. Now those guys ride a little bit slower, even though they're on faster Onewheels. They're just noobs. They're nervous, rightfully so. But what I love about those guys is they're willing to chase around downtown. If you scroll to get like the point of view that I would be having as I'm one-wheeling, you'll see it right here, right over this fence. You're gonna see this most spectacular, I mean, look at that. Such an epic view. If you've got my point of view there, it's a man-made waterfall, and it is stunning. Just what a beautiful day. I'm in Minnesota, and like I said earlier, I mean, there's not many days left here in the Twin Cities. We know that. And then if you keep scrolling around, you're going to see this skyline. You're going to see the bridge we just came across over to my right. You're looking at us. You get a picture of my mustache and Joey, another noob rider. But man, what an amazing day to be riding. And then you see Gabe here. He's taking pictures. Just stunning. And I was saying a second ago, Onewheels, not to replace athletic stuff for me, I still run every day. What I love is that when I go downtown and we have an hour for lunch, we can grab a bite to eat and go explore the city more than we could if we walked. We'd never be able to make it this far. We've already gone about 5 miles on our Onewheels. Walking that would have taken the entire lunch break. And so Onewheels gets you out to see your city and your surrounding. This is one of the reasons I love Onewheels as we jump to a completely different shot here, because I want to let you see my favorite view of the city. We film a lot here because it's amazing. We are riding on gravel again, all of us riding on uneven terrain, and it just handles it. There's no problem. We're going to spin to the right, get to my point of view, and there is the view I love. This is the Stone Arch Bridge, and we're coming across back into the city, and you can see the skyline there. I've snapped so many pictures here. It is stunning going back into the city. If you're a Viking fan, there's the Viking Stadium over there. It's one of my favorite cities. It truly is. And then we're gonna take another break up here because of foot fatigue. These guys they needed a lot of breaks. As we did about 10 miles, and the Pint, I didn't charge it at all. It handled it well. Again, restating in case you missed it, I weigh 155 pounds. And I ride on the Skyline setting, and I ride the thing hard, and it was a windy day, and some of this we had the wind behind our back going across this bridge. It is just pushing us. You actually had to slow down. It'd be funny if the battery was recharging because of the speed of the wind pushing you into the city. And then you got Gabe sitting next to me riding. As you scroll, you can see both our Onewheels, the XR and the Pint there. And Gabe is just having a great conversation with me. Another great thing about Onewheels is they're quiet. So you can have great conversations as you are just chatting and not worried about the noise, as if on some other devices I've rode, they are loud, so you just don't hear it. I'm pointing to the waterfall that we had come across earlier. If you are a noob to one-wheeling and you find yourself afraid of riding your one wheel, next week we're going to cover that and what you can do to really get comfortable riding your one wheel. Like I've said before, I think it takes about a solid 5 minutes for you to really ride around on your own and really get used to riding and taking breaks. Like you can see Gabe here, if you're looking at him, he's rubbing his calf because it's stiff and stuff. And I was just telling him, man, the best way to overcome that is to carve a bunch as we continue our journey into the city after another break. And our hopes here is to always inspire you. Get back on your one wheel, get after life. The best is yet to come. And if you're on the fence of buying some last minute mile device, I'm going to be as open-minded as I can, but I'm going to tell you, you need one of these Onewheels, a Pint, or an XR. Get it, you won't be disappointed. In next week's video, we will help you get on it and ride it for the first time and overcome some of the fears that keep people that sadly have left comments in our video saying, they love their one wheel, but they're afraid to ride their one wheel, and that just doesn't settle well with me. And so next week we'll cover that as we are headed back into the city. And there's so much more I want to show you, but time is just getting away from us. And if you stayed this far, will you subscribe to our channel? We put out content every week. Wednesdays are Onewheel Wednesdays, and we're always dropping content about one wheels because we have them and we use them all the time. And our hopes is to inspire you to answer this question as well. What does love require you to do? Because it requires all of us to do something, and we hope to always inspire you to answer that question. So if you've not turned on the bell notification, that'd be really cool if you do that as well. That allows you to know when we upload, when we're uploading not just on Wednesdays, and you can be ready to watch with us. And we'd love to hear from you down below. Drop us some comments. We are not really wanting to drop this video just to drop a video, and we really want to connect with you guys out there and ladies that are riding one wheels. As you can see, we just came into a mom and a daughter riding their one wheels, and I'm gonna go and pass this young family here, and the little girl, man, when I passed her, she's like, "Whoa, mommy, those are so cool!" And it's just so, yeah, a dad of 8, put a smile on my face. And so we're just headed back into the city, and we'll leave you there, guys. Have a fabulous week, and we will look forward to being able to talk to you down in the comments down below. Have a great one, guys. Bye.